Hello, and welcome to the Spring 2017 Asmadi Games press conference. I am here with our art director, Alana.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
The audio is working. It's
Hooray!
amazing. Yay! We did it. And I'm not even echoing to the stream because I remembered to mute the Twitch channel.
Good job.
Whoa. Why are you not showing up? Haha, look at that. It's a fancy Forest of Shadows logo. So today we're going to be talking about a lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing in 2017, including One Deck Dungeon Forest of Shadows, and launching the Invasion of the Garden Gnomes Kickstarter, because that's cool. Hey, we have 38 viewers already. That's pretty neat.
Hooray!
So, in 2016 we launched a little game called One Deck Dungeon, and it was really popular, and that was cool.
That was super cool.
So, we drew more art for you all, and made up lots of cool new characters and monsters and traps and other things for you to adventure through. So One Deck Dungeon Forest of Shadows is going to be one of our big releases for this year. We're also working on the aforementioned Invasion of the Garden Gnomes, which is going live on Kickstarter at the end of this campaign. We've got Innovation Deluxe and the 3rd edition versions of all of the expansions coming out. And gosh, we're doing a lot of things this year.
So many
Almost
things.
like we're kind of busy. Mottainai is getting an expansion, Wutai Mountain. And we're probably going to release Save the Cupcake. We've got this little game called 1001 Odysseys that we've been working on for approximately forever that we'll be doing a lot more with this year. So, without further ado, let's look at some One Deck Dungeon and Forest of Shadow things.
Yeah, dungeon!
Oh yeah! So you can see 4 characters here on the cover. They're all awesome. And I bet you want to know what they do and what their class names are. So I'm going to click this button, and it's going to totally work. And I'm going to scroll down to our first hero, the Hunter. And I'm also going to zoom it properly so you can see the whole page. So the Hunter, as you can see, has a wolf named Era, which is her second skill. So the Hunter has a skill called Opening Shot. That is her heroic feat. And it's a little bit different than the archer skill, but it's the same idea of spending time to get yourself an advantage in a fight. Instead of rolling dice, she places a black 4 or a black 6, but she does this before any of your other dice are rolled, so you kind of have to guess where you're going to want that bonus. But she is very cool and very strong. And her 2-player version is, the smaller version of that. And she can let her partner increase any one of their dice by 2 during a combat encounter. So Opening Shot isn't as strong in 2-player, but Flank is really cool. So you might notice that the Hunter is one of the 3-3-1... Whoops, don't do that. Bad Adobe. She starts out as 3-3-1 with mostly strength and agility, and a couple of the heroes in Forest of Shadows are like that. Flank is not the new wolf name.
Be pretty tough sounding. I like that.
Why'd you name me that? That's cool. I just wanted to be a wolf. All right. So next up is the Druid, and the Druid was actually the first piece of art we drew for Forest of Shadows, and she is kind of amazing.
I love her.
Yup. So the Druid's heroic feat is Transformation, which again lets her make a choice before a combat or peril encounter, and you can decide what type of dice to roll, which is very useful. It's also really good against perils. And her pet bird, Lilia, lets her treat combat boxes as if they were magic boxes, because bird magic, it's familiar. She does cool things. And our 2-player version lets you and your partner reroll a die, but they both have to be the same color, which is neat because, you have to have that synergy, because it's called Synergy Aura. Oh my goodness, thematic skills.
Hooray.
One of the things we tried to do a lot in Forest of Shadows is make a few more of the choices a little bit more interesting, so it's not just straight dice rolling. dungeon certainly has plenty of choices to be made, but we wanted to get a little more tactical fun in there because people asked for it, and we listened.
We did.
The third hero is the Warden, and this might be one of my favorite pieces of art from all the things, because she just looks amazing. She got that nice barky wood armor going on and a fur. Her heroic feat works like some of the base set ones, where she gets to store up heroic dice every time you gain experience as loot. And she also has paladin-like defenses, so she gets to prevent a 1 point of damage every single fight, but only one. And it's going to cost time, but she sort of labors her way through the dungeon. And the 2-player version, she gets to protect her partner, which is a neat, interesting thing. Excuse me. And finally, we have the Slayer.
Yes.
The Slayer was the last piece of art we just did, and it came out really nice. I'm very happy with how it worked, and we spent a lot of time on it, and she's cool. So she gets a heroic die at the end of every combat encounter. So every time she beats something up, she gets more fight for later. And her Whirlwind skill lets her increase her non-agility dice. So you can see she's got 4 agility, 2 strength, and a magic, so she needs that help to beat up the other things. And her 2-player skill on perils is sort of a different version of the rogue's help out on perils business, where if she has a 6, her partner can reroll any or all of their dice. So she's going to get that 6, but if she does, it's a big help. And there's also this, there's an alchemist, but we're not going to show you her yet. That's for the campaign.
It's a secret.
Secret.
The alchemist is pretty cool, though.
She is. Oh, such teasing.
Ha 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 ha.
So, in addition to, pardon the creakiness of my chair, in addition to the new heroes for the expansion, we have a few dungeon cards to show you. And I will do that by scrolling down and then fixing the zoom. It's the Goblin!
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 He's such a grumpy gentleman.
He's like, who put these mushrooms on my head? And what is this? This is ridiculous. Get out of my forest. So the Goblin has a fun ability that when you encounter him, every closed door in play gets opened and costs you time. So it's kind of the opposite of the Goblin from the base set. Haha, Goblin. He's like, get out of here and get these mushrooms off my head.
Liz,
It is unclear whether the mushrooms are actually part of the Goblin or just placed there by a nefarious forest spirit.
decorative.
Also, you can see the smash skill down there. Roll an agility and a strength, then discard one of them. So you basically get to choose which of them you get to keep. Again, here we're keeping with a theme of getting some more decisions into the skill use, and that's fun. Yes, you can also see this nice poison icon right here. It's full of poison. Poison is one of the core mechanics of the new set. The Spikelon, not a Cactuar, also
Not
gives you
at all.
poison. Look at these easy 2s and 3s and 4, except, oh no, you get a poison for every box you don't exactly fill. Oh.
That's just
Womp
so
womp.
rude. He's a rude dude.
He's full of spikes.
Yeah.
So poison damage is a new type of counter that will accumulate on your hero as you go through the dungeon, the forest dungeon, and they will potentially deal you damage every turn. We'll be revealing more about how the poison mechanic works during the Kickstarter campaign, but basically, as you get more poison, it is much worse for you. But there are ways to get rid of it. All right, so the Spikelon, he's full of spikes. Now the Panther is a peril, but he's a special type of peril. This is what we're calling an event peril, and with an event peril, you have 2 choices, and the 2 choices not only dictate what type of dice you're going to roll and what you're going to try and do to overcome the encounter, but also what you get to do with the card afterwards. If you try and sneak by the Panther, he might bite you, and all you can get out of that is experience or an item. But if you use magic to charm it, you will get this exciting skill, which is the Panther itself as a charmed pet. So you get to roll a sword or an agility every single fight because your panther's there fighting with you. And if you have a wolf also, then you have 2 pets, and that's just super amazing.
And that's great.
Like, that's super good.
you need like a full pack of pets. Like, that's got to be a thing,
and
right?
if you want to play like legacy style, you can actually write the panther's name with a marker on this card. Don't do that. Actually, do that.
You know what? You can do whatever you want with your cards.
We'll leave a little line here for it, and you can just be like, Panther's name is Bob.
Bob the Charmed Panther. I like it.
It's a good panther.
That's fine.
But yeah, so this is an interesting way to expand on the peril concept. So somebody in chat just asked, how does this interact with the base set? So One Deck Dungeon Forest of Shadows is a standalone expansion. You can play it just as it is as a box. It's got its own hero. It's got a full deck. All the dice and the tokens will come with it. You can also mix the 2 sets together. Do we have any of the expansion icons? We don't.
No.
Basically, you'll take half the expansion deck and half the base deck and shuffle them together to make 1 dungeon. You'll wind up with 1 copy of each monster, each peril. Some skills won't get copied over because they don't all have a 1-to-1 correspondence. Specifically, the 4 experience skills only appear once in the base set in the expansion, so some of them won't come into every single game. But then you'll get this basically the normal size deck that you can play any dungeon with, and it's cool. So we also have a couple of bosses to show you. Roar. The Mud Golem. The Mud Golem is full of mud. He has probably... Yes, this is an apt description. Yes, the Charmed Panther would count against the skill max. So the Mud Golem here, you can see it's got all these really nasty big 25s there. But they only deal you 1 damage if you don't fill them. They do 3 damage to the boss. So if you're able to do a lot of damage to the boss, you can get through it quick. Which you need to do, because at the end of each round, 6 of the dice are removed from the game. So
Permanently, right?
Permanently, for the rest of the entire... I mean, the boss fight, but for the rest of the game. You don't get them back. So your dice cap is reduced every single round. So after 2 rounds, there's only going to be 18 of the 30 dice left in play to be able to roll. So he's just kind of like mushing you into the mud pile and you get stuck. And if you get too stuck, he smushes you. And that's bad. So again here, we wanted to introduce more interesting choice into how you fight the boss. Do you try and go all out and crush him, or do you try and protect yourself from damage? And yes, he has 12 health. That's a lot. Then we have the Fire Giant. Fire Giant, also, look at all those low numbers. That seems reasonable until you look at the ability. Oh no, only roll half your dice each round. Womp womp.
That burn damage.
Sorry,
it's
dice.
Rough.
And over here, the magic boxes, they're all 5s, but you get to choose whether you're protecting yourself from damage or going all out to hit the boss. So, yeah. One Deck Dungeon, Forest of Shadows. It is going to be on Kickstarter on April 25th. That is in just 3 weeks. And it's going to be amazing.
I'm excited.
The Kickstarter will indeed have options for plastic cards or basic cards. You can also buy the base game. If you already have the base game and you want the newer updated cards that we've changed, there's a handful of balance changes we made to first edition for the reprints coming out in a few weeks. We'll have an option for buying just cards in paper or plastic. So all the things you might want to get, you can get. And, as promised on Board Game Geek, if we make it to $1 million, which we're totally obviously going to do, right? We're adding a plushie.
Yes!
I don't know what the plushie's going to be.
You heard it
here,
here,
That might
everyone.
be a terrible promise. But if it happens...
$1 million. $1 million, let's go.
If I have $1 million, I'm making a plushie. It's probably going to be the Looping Ooze.
It would have to be.
Yeah, that's just... Yeah. Yep. Yep. Plushie.
$1 million.
We have a question about Phoenix Syndicate. So, yes, Phoenix Syndicate is still in the works. We've actually been doing a big gameplay overhaul with it. And we're hoping to have it ready to be on Kickstarter by about Gen Con. Depending on whether development on that or 1001 Odysseys goes faster, one of those will go first, and one of them will go second. It's a mystery. But yes, we have all those beautiful art assets for Phoenix Syndicate, and it is an awesome little game. So yeah. So player count from the stream. You can't do. I mean, there's probably a hack that you could try and play 6-player, but it's going to be kind of messy. 4-player really is where this game kind of caps out. I mean, I'm sure somebody at some convention is going to do like 8-player one-deck dungeon where there's all 8 heroes going on. They're like, open 4 doors at once, and everyone splits up and chops things up.
We encourage people to try.
Not do that. All right. So, Innovation Deluxe is also a thing that we're working on. And I'm going to show off this fancy back cover of the box, because pretty much you've all seen all the Innovation Deluxe stuff already. It's going to have all 4 expansions in it. It's going to have 3rd edition art. And it's going to have shiny gold foil on the box. We're actually getting the proofs for this tomorrow in the mail.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. We're going to be showing those off on the Kickstarter page for Innovation Deluxe tomorrow after we get them. So we'll wait until then to show off more about that. But the plan is that we should approve the proofs tomorrow, hopefully, and then it will go to print. And so it should be no more than 6 to 8 weeks before it is out to stores and the world.
Yes.
So it's going to be the big box with all the expansions. We'll also have the individual expansions available for $20 a piece. Okay, so that is Innovation Deluxe. It's cool. It's been waiting for a while. The other Carl game that we've been working on is Mottainai Wutai Mountain. So Wutai Mountain is new cards for your Mottainai set. And we've been drawing art for them. Look at this cute note. Lana drew the note. Tell her it's cute.
I did. Thank you.
Okay.
It's always hard when I'm like working on like certain materials because I need to remember what the background color is, because for some reason with paper stuff I want to make everything pink and I'm like, no, I can't do that.
Nope. So Wutai Mountain allows you to create ohm works. They're special works that you can actually tuck materials and sails and helpers under. And as you do that, so if you tuck a monk underneath Wick, it will make Wick more powerful. And you can do that when you play them, or you can do that during the game. When you would take a helper normally, you can choose to put it with your temple or one of your own works. And we'll just show you a few of these fancy little pieces of artwork. We've got book, we've got wrapper. There's butterfly. Butterfly is my favorite.
I love butterfly. I'm
Butterfly's
glad.
so cool. And box, and the ever important gift card.
You gotta get those muns.
Yeah.
Gotta get that money.
So yes, we are. Mottainai Wutai Mountain is in beta testing now. You can get it from asmadigames.com/beta if you want to just print it out and try it out. It doesn't have these arts in there yet, but that's fine. And we will probably be kickstarting it later this year, assuming testing goes well and everyone likes it. So far, people do. Yeah, we'll be updating the beta with the artwork as we do revisions. I've just been kind of busy getting this Gnomes for the Kickstarter ready. All right, what's next? What else are we talking about? Do we have any other games? We're making games.
You talked about Wutai.
Hold on.
Wow. I guess
I'm gonna get a plum plum. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, I haven't even seen it.
Do.
This is important. This is very important.
I'll just walk in front of the screen.
Good.
Hold on. I gotta re-headphone and all that stuff. This is a very official, professional press conference where I walk around the room and stuff happens. So, hold on, let me get us an actual full screen. That's sideways. That's not what we wanted.
That's not it.
All of these are the wrong camera.
Not correct at all.
Pardon our super professional press conference for
Now
one
you're
more
just
second while I get the actual correct camera here.
There you go.
Right here, is a little alien called a Plum.
He's so
and
cute.
we have made a plushie of him. Or her. It's actually just a turnip.
It.
Fluffy leaves. So the Plum is one of the aliens from 1001 Odysseys, which is a story-driven game that we've been working on for a couple years. We've played some games of at Gen Con, and it's going to be part of the Kickstarter campaign for it. We made plushies. He's so cute. So 1001 Odysseys is our response to the Legacy Time Stories big story game world. And we're really excited about where it's going. The basic idea right now is that you're going to have a storybook that you'll put on the table. We don't have any images of this because this is all very early prototype stage, but I'm going to, I don't know, have a fire giant. Okay, there you go. Forest of Shadows logo. Very small.
Nailing it.
Nice work.
Nailed it. Good job.
Yes. You'll have a storybook that goes out on the table, which you'll actually be moving your little ship token around on. And the book has many pages, one page for each planet that you go to. And as you progress through the story of the game, you'll get access to more pages of the book. So you'll start out with just the first couple pages, and you'll have to discover how to get to more worlds and more systems, how to upgrade your ship, how to meet crazy new aliens, like the Plum. The Plums are the best aliens.
Aww.
And all of this will be accomplished through your passport. This is my actual passport. This will not be in the game. But it will look like this. You're going to have a little booklet called a passport with lots of pages in it. Again, this is my actual passport. I'm going to stop showing that before somebody steals my identity. The passport is essentially your save file for the game. And you'll be writing stuff in it as you go through. You'll be writing the pages you have access to, events that have happened, marking off sort of faction with different alien races of how much they like you or dislike you or want to buy you cupcakes. And the rest of the game box will not be affected or modified during play. So you won't be marking up cards or the other books. So in that way, you can buy more than one passport so that more than one person can be playing through the campaign of the game at the same time. Or you can even play it twice yourself with different save files, like you would with a normal video game. This is really cool, and we feel like it's a good solution to the typical Legacy problem of, well, I played Pandemic Legacy, and now it's just sitting on my shelf and I can never play it again. Sad. Gloomhaven is the same way, but Gloomhaven has so much content that I really can't fault it. Holy crap, 90 sessions at 2 hours apiece. I will accept having a useless game box after 180 hours. If the game goes really well, yes, we will consider doing an app for it, but we really like the notion of a passport being this nice little booklet that you have that records your journeys and has little stamps and things. So anyways, yes, Odysseys is the other big project we're working on. We've got lots and lots of stories written for it, and we're just assembling it into an interesting game. So, yeah. Why don't I talk about Gen Con? Right, Gen Con. So
Yes.
at Gen Con this summer, we're going to be running our Department of Fun room again. And basically, we just rent out a big room and play games in it all weekend long. Our big focuses this year will be Forest of Shadows and Dungeon in general. But also all the other stuff we've been talking about, Odysseys, Innovation Deluxe, Mottainai, Garden Gnomes. And if you are interested in helping us in that room, we are happy to have you on board. We have hotel rooms in the attached Westin that you can get access to if you work a certain number of hours for us. And generally, if you're interested in doing Gen Con with us, contact us at asmadigames@gmail.com because we would love to have you on our team.
It's really fun.
Yeah, and Alana will be there.
Yay!
Yay! And the Plum will be there.
Yay!
Blah blah.
The
We're
best.
just gonna have the stream is just gonna be the Plum talking for the rest.
That's fine. That's okay.
Also, come to Gen Con. It's great.
Great.
My hair is. There we go. Better. Yeah, contact us because we would love to have more people on our team. We've got a few spots left. Hooray! So, finally, for our press conference today, we're going to talk about the Kickstarter we're just about to launch, called Invasion of the Garden Gnomes. Invasion of the Garden Gnomes is a game... that's too small. That's better, kind of. Oh well, whatever. Sorry. Invasion of the Garden Gnomes is one of the games that Cambridge Games Factory was going to produce before it kind of blew up or whatever happened. And since a lot of my friends worked on it, we were able to pick it up. It's a Reiner Knizia game, and it is a modification of his 2000 game Vampire, which was neat, but it's, slightly out of date. We've added some new mechanics to it, or, by we I mean my friends that worked at CGF and did stuff with the game. I helped playtest it back then. The basic idea is that we leave all these garden implements around the yard. Hoes and shovels and rakes and also carrot bombs, because who doesn't like carrot bombs? And garden gnomes pick up these weapons and fight with them. It's a flawless premise. There's no problem with the premise at all. So
That's fine.
It's all good. So these garden gnomes fight in a battle called the Gnome Creek. It's very official and important. And over the course of play, you're going to accumulate sets of gnomes, and they're all going to use their different gnomey tactics to outmaneuver one another. And at the end of the game, you're going to score points based on the number of gnomes you had survive. Basically, when you put out a set, it's okay, but if anybody puts out a bigger set, yours are in trouble. Because at the end of the game, for each of the 6 colors, the smallest set in play goes away. So if I have 3 blue gnomes, and Alana has 5 blue gnomes, and Julia has 6 blue gnomes, my 3 get knocked out. That is sad. Is your bigger problem that the crossbow has no string, or that he's shooting forks? It's just they don't know what they're doing.
They're trying their best.
They're trying. This is my favorite, Hedge Life. These fantastic gnome arts were drawn by Brian Patterson, who does D20 Monkey. It's a webcomic. And they're awesome. They're silly, they're fun. They're riding a lawnmower. Here's Wolverine as a garden gnome.
Love it.
And a lady. And then simple Shovel Dude. Shovel Dude's like, I'm gonna beat you up with my shovel. I'm a serious garden gnome. Also, piggyback ride.
What could go wrong?
Nothing can go wrong. And here is the favorite, the bandolier of carrots. How can you argue with a garden gnome throwing carrots on fire that he thinks are bombs?
Someone would have to really hate carrots for that to be effective, but that's fine.
I like the second guy who's just like, I don't know what's going on here, and I'm having none of it.
Yeah, I missed all the emails about what we're doing, so I just showed up.
Oh boy. And then we have the wild gray gnomes, who have the cool magic wand, and tiki gnomes, and also a mud golem, because mud golem.
Crossover, am I right?
Yeah, that's obviously the boss from Dungeon.
Like it.
Yeah, so he just ate one of the carrots. He's like, uh-oh, should I have not eaten that?
Whoops.
This was a mistake. Oh, boy. Oops, let me... Oh, hey, it went away. Sorry, window, you're gone now.
You were done with it, clearly.
So yeah, we are actually going to launch this Kickstarter campaign right now during the stream.
That's exciting.
In an amazing... This would be a great time for the Kickstarter website to crash, wouldn't it?
No! If you say it, it will be true.
No, it didn't load. Okay, so let's just make sure all the things are right real quick. Ending April 20th. This is going to be a 2-week Kickstarter. Nice and quick. Everything looks good. Alright, so I'm going to add this window to... Ooh. Look at this. Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Who's ready for some launch party?
me.
Alright, so I could click this button. Ooh, button. But I'll only do it if we get 5 more subscribers in the next minute. No. We are not every other Twitch stream. Alright, let's launch this baby. Oh,
Yeah!
hey, there's a bunch of things to read. Yes, okay, I've done all this. Oops, I didn't accept their rules.
Whoa!
Oh, no!
Official Twitch rules.
Oh, what a complete failure. Yeah, if you haven't seen the Kickstarter launch button, which I don't know why you would have, this is not a very exciting process. But there we go. It's launched.
Yay!
Here's the URL. I'm going to copy it to chat. Boom. Hooray, we did it. So yes, we have Invasion of the Garden Gnomes. And yeah, we've got a lovely video where I talk about garden gnomes. And there we go. We have launched the Kickstarter. Hooray!
Nice.
Who will be the first backer? It will be somebody. I don't know who it is. Oh. I'm going to tell Twitter that we did it. And then we're going to do Q&A with anybody who wants to stick around on the stream while we wait for the things to go.
Ask us things. Do you want to Save the Cupcake, or do you not have that on hand?
I don't have art on hand. Yes, Save the Cupcake is another game that we're going to be looking at printing for reals. It was our short run Gen Con game last year, and it's full of cupcakes.
It is.
So we're going to try and get a print run of that going out for real this year too. Where did my garden gnomes go? Alright, hold on.
Anyone in chat has any questions for Chris while he's doing this, I will start compiling a list to make sure that he has asked the good ones. So make it good.
Yes, I am typing out tweet posts right now and also mailing out the thing to the mailing list.
Yeah. This is the glamorous life of game dev right here.
Excuse me. Invasion
Can you take a question while you're doing the thing?
Yes, I can. I just can't read it.
All right.
Ask me a question.
Turbo Snail 2K says, will the new One Deck Dungeon Kickstarter have the original Hero plus Dungeon bonus pack available as cards?
I don't believe so, but we're going to have them available on the BGG promo store. So if you want an actual printed copy of them instead of just the PDF download, you'll be able to get it through Board Game Geek for, I think it's like $5 is what they mail out promos for. We're just working on getting a printer to print those up for us.
All right. Cord9 says, where did the name Asmadi come from?
It came from a D&D and Mud character I had in the 80s and 90s, back before there was an internet. And Kalyana Asmadi is indeed our mascot.
That's the magic. Oh, here's good one. Photon Sloth says, any news about European distribution for Innovation Deluxe?
Well, I mean, a couple of distributors have inquired about it. We're hoping that they carried a bunch. And it should be in stores over there in the same way that other games are. Since we're allowed to sell it in Europe now, we're hoping lots of stores buy it. But basically, it's just like a normal game. It should be in the stores that people buy games from.
Cool. Lizline says, will there ever be a One Deck Dungeon app or digital version?
We were working on one for a little bit, but the developer got busy, so we are in the process of looking for a developer to make one, because it would certainly make a great little app. So we would love for it to happen, but apps are expensive. If we make $1 million making an app and a plushie, boom, more promises. This is the worst thing we could do, possibly.
We'll see is the overall vague answer.
Yes, I want it. It would be cool if it happens. That's my answers.
I'm gonna butcher their username. A Canavino? I don't know. Are there any more PDF promos for One Deck Dungeon coming?
Yes, probably not before the Kickstarter, but we can plan to continue doing that as time goes on, because that was really fun. And yeah, people like extra content for their games. Alright, so we've tweeted the things.
Yay.
Yay, garden gnomes. Alright. Hooray stuff. Oops.
No, you can come back to chat.
Yes, also, Asmadi would pay us giant piles of money, but that probably won't happen. Yeah, 3 players would be neat, but unfortunately there's not a very good way to do it. We tried a few different ideas, but none of them really stuck. 4 players, much cleaner mix. So sorry about that. Alright, so thank you all for joining our press conference today.
Woo!
Woo woo! We are going to go work on some games because it's game time and things. And yeah, so tell everybody about Garden Gnomes, and we will see you all on more streams soon.
Thanks so much, everyone.